I've been really looking forward to this for weeks now, just to share with you our insights really over the last 5 years it's been up and running, but specifically there's been huge changes in the last year that we want to share with you today. So we want to make this as value packed as possible. Before I start, I just wanted to make sure that Laura and I today, we're actually tailoring what we're going to cover and the detail, just based on really where your goals are sitting for next year. So if it's okay with you, I just wanted to get you to pop in the chat. I've got 4 kind of questions for you. So the first thing really is, in terms of your focus, is the main focus and what you'd like to get out of today, is it to talk about how you can increase your own company's brand awareness within key accounts for customers and future customers? If that is the main thing that resonates, please put marketing into the chat. If it is you've got long sales cycles and you want to shorten those sales cycles and bring on board bigger accounts, please put sales into the chat. If you want to more consistently hire top talent and lure them away from your competition, but basically do it at an economical level, please put talent into the chat. And then finally, if your focus is really on retaining your customers whilst growing them from within, please put customer within the chat. So we have sales, we have marketing, we have talent, and we have customer. And what we're going to try and do live with Effie's help is sort of top them all up, see which one wins, and then make sure Laura and I are talking a bit more about that than anything else. So we've got quite a bit of marketing and sales, sales and marketing. And then we have one talent as well. So I think, Laura, I think that's pretty clear to me. I think it's clear to you.
Yep.
Sales and marketing is the order of the day.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, great.
All right, lovely. So first and foremost, this event today, the customer events, our first one, and particularly exciting, is going to be very valuable for you if you kind of fit into one of these sort of 3 areas. The first one is if you're actually selling into mid-level companies through to enterprise level. There's many different ways to determine what that is, but we define it as deal sizes of sort of £50,000 a year plus. If you have multiple stakeholders within your buying process, both decision makers and influencers, today's going to be interesting. If you've got long sales cycles, if you're in a very competitive space, but also if you need a high degree of trust from your buyer with you and your company before they come on board, please listen out, because there's going to be some useful things for you to hopefully note down today. For those of you today with marketing teams, this will be particularly interesting if you're producing regular content and you want to amplify the reach of that content, and you want to get more people viewing it and more people aware of your company. Particularly useful if you've got a clear idea of who your demographic is and your personas that you're looking to engage with and target. So marketing teams, there's a lot of relevancy there. And then finally, if you have a whole bunch of people within your company on LinkedIn with a low level or no level of activity, and you really want to elevate some of those people within your business to help you with some of those key objectives we just talked about, then this definitely is going to be of interest. So we really want to talk about going forward and what's going to work in 2023 and beyond, particularly with the economic challenges that we all face. Just briefly, in order to go forward, we'll just go back for a minute or so, just to take you through really what we've learned in the last 5 years, the changes that we've seen, and there's been so many in those 5 years. And as I inferred earlier, particularly in the last 12 to 18 months, and then also what that future is going to look like and how you can win in that future as well. So when we first set up as a business, we did it with our eyes wide open, knowing that predominantly the platform that we're working alongside is LinkedIn, and we would have to change as quickly, if not quicker, than LinkedIn to keep pace and stay ahead. So we have seen incredible changes in user behavior over the last few years. The pandemic particularly has brought more people onto the LinkedIn membership, but also there've been more active people than ever on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn Premium Services Sales Navigator is unrecognizable from 3 years ago. And then also LinkedIn as a content platform, again, is almost unrecognizable to what it was doing 4 or 5 years ago when we first had the idea for Pitch121. So when we started, it was an age where, believe it or not, there was not a lot of automation going on LinkedIn. And it was in the days when you thought of spam immediately, your brain went to email. It possibly still does, but certainly message sequences were not as well known and they weren't a common thing. So that's one message after another after another. And then the LinkedIn inbox was certainly a lot less busy. So in that time, what we want to share with you today is the unique lens that we have now of engaging with over 500,000 people through LinkedIn. And there's been a significant amount of pain, if we're honest, along the journey. Pain in terms of what wasn't working and what works. So that is by geography, by job title, by sector, by pretty much any filter you can see on LinkedIn. We've been testing, adapting and improving to make sure we're getting traction in the right way at the right time. Also, what we've learned, which we want to share, is the fundamentals companies need to have in place in order to succeed beyond their own network of referrals. So our experience a lot of the time is our clients have been very successful growing their business through their referral network. It is a completely different ball game when you're then going out to people and businesses who've never heard of you before. So talking about some of those key fundamentals to have in place. The other things we've seen that trust in company brands on the whole has diminished, and trust in and the influence of individuals within those companies has really been on the rise dramatically. So when we look forward to the future, all of this really has been building to need more focus on finding better and more authentic ways to pull and draw your audience to you rather than push out messaging and interrupt your audience's buying process or their journey. We also see a future ahead where all of your interactions, obviously our focus here is on LinkedIn, but all of your interactions will be based on intent signals or triggers first. And by that, I mean, you will have done something that your audience will have shown an interest in, and it's only off the back of them showing some form of nominal interest. Could be a profile view, could be liking content, lots of different things. It's on that mutual basis that you're then engaging with them, and that's really from a place of warmth more than anything else. And then finally, the future is whether you like it or not, is content. Content. So being more creative, relevant, valuable, interesting, drawing people to your profile and having conversations from there. And by the way, as we go through this, if you do have any questions, please pop them in the chat. We want to try and make this as interactive as possible. We can maybe pause in the middle, or there's certain sections at the end. Is your microphone clear? Voice not 100% clear. Is that me? Let's see if I can improve that. Might just be my voice, Laura. I'm coming out of the cold. That would be the
Just-
embarrassing thing. It's actually my squeaky voice. I had a terrible cold on Saturday and Sunday. I was hoping by Wednesday I'd be fully recovered.
That's
I'll
clearer.
get closer.
Clearer.
Yeah, sorry. I'll get closer to my laptop. So if it looks like my neck is craning forward like a giraffe, you know why. All right, thank you. So why LinkedIn? Very quick snapshot. Last 5 years, its membership doubled. We're now at just over 822 million members, coming up to 1 billion, we're certain, in the next couple of years. The number of organizations has tripled, gone from 18 million to 56 million within the last 5 years. And so what's also increased, it's worth being aware of, and I know our interest really is in the sales and marketing elements today, is also the use cases beyond that, where LinkedIn is proving to be an extremely strong channel where people haven't really considered it in the past. So that would be for partnership programs, if you've got them running within your business or want to run them and cascade messages to the wider company and stay front of mind and create ongoing relationships with them. Also, particularly with existing clients, the external stakeholder management and managing that communications across multiple divisions, the talent case we've talked about, and getting best of breed quality candidates into your business and coming to you and knocking on your door. And then finally, the employee branding, which hasn't really been a number one focus of the business to this point, but certainly is more important than ever to raise the profile of your key employees within your business. So looking forward, there's some interesting things that have changed. Firstly, people are using LinkedIn differently, and they are now using it for industry content. Now, Pete Davies is one of the top guys at LinkedIn on the product management side. And he's really focused around the LinkedIn newsfeed. So he's kind of, him and his teams are helping design that. And what he says is that they're really looking for the feed to be all about presenting people that you know, talking about the things that you care about. And that's why 91% of execs are actually going to LinkedIn as a source, is because it is pretty clever now at filtering out a lot of irrelevant stuff and actually presenting you with more of the things that you've viewed, you've liked, you've engaged with, and of contacts who are close to you. So this is particularly of interest for high ticket sales, where you need content to support the buying journey when they're doing their independent research. It's also interesting as the enterprise level selling process has got more complicated. And 5 years ago, for example, the average number of buyers within an enterprise deal was just over 6. Now, 5 years later, it's well over 10 buyers. So there's more people involved in the decision. That may explain why the sales cycle on average is longer. So providing relevant content from relevant people within your organization has become more important than ever. And this leaves us with a great opportunity that we want to share and get you excited about, is that of all of the activity that's going on in LinkedIn, still only 3% of people are actually regularly posting. So that's posting once a week or more. And that's unbelievable because there's over 9 billion content impressions on LinkedIn per month. So if you can imagine, in terms of market share, 3% of the membership base is pulling in 9 billion content impressions per month. So within your niche, within your industry, that leaves you with a huge opportunity to start gaining eyeballs on you, on your business, and the problems that you solve. Then a few final bits of information, stats from me that I thought you'd appreciate is, we've known this for a while, and it depends on your perspective, I guess your philosophy. 9 out of 10 decision makers don't actually respond to cold outreach. Now, if we were a pure play lead generation company, just focusing just on the leads, we'd probably focus on the 10% that do. But now more than ever, we know that we don't want to be annoying your treasured future customers, and most of the people that we've been working with don't want to cannibalize their market. They want their brand reputation to stay solid, and they don't want to be known for sort of spammy behavior. So this is much more about starting conversations than sort of broadcasting information. So I thought that was interesting. And then finally, as of 2022, this is really what's evolved and where we are at, particularly when thinking about LinkedIn. So individuals, more so than ever, have the power. Typically, their networks are 10 times larger than the average company page has followers. The employees also, when they share content, it's 3 times more trusted than that produced by a company, and also has a click-through rate which is twice as high. So what this is telling us is actually there's a huge power in your employee network. So this is really for us what the future looks like. So knowing what we know now, leading with just one profile, which typically was the CEO or typically was the MD, in an organization to gain traction, awareness, and all the things that we know you want to do, just isn't cutting through the noise now. And you need, as much as it used to, you need to really look at empowering your employees so that you're gaining the power of their own networks to gain traction and allow you to stand out. So some of you may know this as brand advocacy. Some of you may have come across corporate influencer marketing or account-based marketing. The way we think of it is as employee advocacy. And yeah, get really excited to pass you over to Laura, who's going to explain more about what it is and why it's something that you want to be thinking about for next year and beyond.